Imagine getting into IIM Ahmedabad, IIM Bangalore, or IIM Calcutta and landing your dream job, maybe at McKinsey, JP Morgan, or HUL. The first step to all of these, cracking the CAT exam. But let's be honest, staying consistent with CAT prep isn't always easy. You'll be juggling your preparation with college or work, and everyday distractions are always pulling you out. What with YouTube and social media, before you know it, that 5 minute break has become an hour. And don't even get me started on procrastination, it's something that plagues me till today. So, how do we stay consistent with our CAT prep? Here I'm taking inspiration from something that's the complete opposite of study, and that's video games. Think about it. What makes video games so addictive? You have small, manageable tasks. You level up, you get rewarded, unlock new skills, and you consistently see your progress along the way. And that is what keeps us hooked. But what if we apply these same principles to our CAT prep? It's called gamification and it's backed by psychology. By tracking your progress, setting challenges, and rewarding yourself, you trigger the dopamine effect, which is what makes video games engaging. This will make studying fun, keep you motivated, and reduce chances of burnout. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Sanjana from Mockat, where you get directly mentored and coached by 99.9 plus percentilers. And in this video, I'll share 7 powerful gamification strategies that can help you turn your CAT prep into a game so that you can stay consistent, push through tough days, and actually enjoy the process rather than thinking of that far off day of the CAT result or IIM results. Try these strategies for just a month and you will see a real difference in your consistency and motivation. And let's get started. The first technique takes us right into video game territory. Now, when it comes to video games, you'll typically play them in levels. You'll start with level 1. Once you excel at whatever the challenge is, then you go on to level 2, then 3, and so on. And there might be hundreds of levels. But in the beginning, or for that matter, throughout the video game, all you are concerned about is winning that one level. You have a couple of advantages that way. One, you're really focused. All you need to do is, grab the sword or do whatever it is that you have to do at the end of this particular level. Second, you're not thinking of all of the different levels that are there and getting overwhelmed. And sometimes that definitely can happen when it comes to CAT prep. If you take a look at the entire syllabus, this might be something which overwhelms you and you start panicking thinking, there's so much to do. What's the solution? Forget about everything else. Look at yourself as a newbie in the beginning. All you need to do is finish just one topic area. So this can be, I'm going to finish numbers and then I get to unlock arithmetic. Right? See what I did there? You don't have to, you get to. You can also go more in depth and you can say that I'm going to finish number theory this week and then I get to unlock factors and remainders. Or you can say that within this topic, I am going to just take up this one module today. Now, this does a couple of things. Again, it focuses you saying, I'm going to finish HCF and LCM, get an understanding. It's something which I did in school, so I'll be able to do it quickly. And then I get into number of factors and so on, right? That means that today you are very focused on just finishing these 2 modules. And the other advantage of that is that just finishing these 2 modules is also cause for celebration. Rather than looking at the entire CAT prep and saying that, oh, I've got to finish this by June or by March or whatever your goal is, right? So these are things which will make sure that you stay motivated and you are getting the work done on a daily basis. Now, this is something which we utilize a lot at Mockat, where we have, daily and weekly targets. And for students who have our plan, we actually work with them to have a target over the next 2 to 3 weeks so that they are only focusing on that bit. But this is something that you can also definitely take up. Certain other things which will help you is looking at things like these, right? Now just take a look. So number theory, 9 out of 10 modules completed. Factors and remainders, 8 out of 9 modules completed. So finishing these are going to be much easier because the moment you finish this, then you're going to see the screen light up, you're going to see the completion or the progress bar get ahead, and you are going to feel satisfied that yes, I have unlocked this level and now I am a level 2 warrior. The second technique is to use things which will make your CAT prep even more fun, like a video game. So I'll use the author's POV module as an example because this is something that's available for free. So even if you haven't got access to a Mockat pack, you could try it out with this module. So first thing that you're going to do is you're going to say that, okay, so this week I am going through this particular set of modules. I get to unlock the second one once I finish the first one and so on. And you can also turn it into daily quests. So you could say something like, I get to unlock socioculture and my quest for the day is I'm going to finish reading this article and then I'm going to watch this video. I'll give you a couple more examples. So if you're a Mockat student, you could have something like, my quest for today is I'm going to finish these 2 videos, or My quest is I'm going to read today's article and send the POV to Sanjana. Right? So anything like this, whatever is your daily task, that becomes a quest. This might sound silly, but you are actually making your CAT prep fun and getting more engaged into the process. Now, one thing which will help you out here is having a daily plan. So that's something which we already have. We have a plan for the entire CAT prep, and I have a separate video on this. So what I'll do is I'll link that for you, but I'll put the blog post in the description and the first pinned comment. And the blog post has the entire CAT prep laid out in the form of monthly, weekly, and daily goals. So you could use that and design your quest for the day, saying that my quest is today I'm going to finish 3 modules from percentages, or today I'm going to read this article and finish off the POV, or I'm going to finish all of the level 1 questions that are there for profit and loss. So treat it as a daily quest and definitely celebrate your wins when you're done. Certain things that will help you is seeing these numbers move up, seeing this getting done, or seeing the entire progress bar getting filled. But definitely feel free to treat yourself after that day's quest is completed. Now for the third technique, we are going deep into video game territory. One thing that we definitely have in video games is scores. It's a lot of fun if you have certain, points that you're racking up, or maybe, you're winning gold or whatever it is, right? So seeing that stack up and seeing what you have won is something which really makes sense. Another thing which video games tend to have is streaks. And you don't just have this in video games, right? So you have apps like Snapchat or Duolingo, which again use these. So this is something which you could bring about. Now, I of course have not been doing much study, but if you're actually going through the lessons every day, then you will start seeing your streaks. And then if you finished 1 week, then you start seeing that, okay, you've accomplished this and so on. And that's something which you can use as well. So you can track it on a daily basis, saying that, okay, I have my streak for 7 days. So today I'm definitely going to study. Even if I'm not being able to take up too much, let me just finish 1 module, or let me maybe just take up a speed test. I can do it just for maybe 2 minutes, right? But I have done some bit of CAT preparation for that day, right? So just a 5-minute quiz and your streak gets done. Another thing that we have is XP points, right? So as you finish something, you actually increase the number of points that you have. And this is something which will take a little bit of work if you're doing it yourself. But what you can do is you can definitely allocate XP points. So maybe finishing a lesson module gets you 5 points, but practicing 5 questions gets you 10 points. Taking up a mock, that could be 100 points. Tally it up, see how much you're getting. And you can also set up weekly targets for yourself. And now on to the fourth technique. Now, one thing which is extremely important for doing well in the CAT exam is taking mocks and analyzing them. But sometimes, especially in the beginning, it could be a little overwhelming because you feel that, hey, I haven't finished the syllabus. What if I don't do well, right? Or it could be a challenge finding time for taking a 2-hour mock and then analyzing it for probably another 2 or 3 hours. So in this case, you can start wearing your general's hat, right? Rather than a soldier's. And what you're doing is you're treating this as your battleground, right? Really make a big deal out of it. Start thinking of this particular mock as a battle. Go in with a strategy. This is, probably the number of questions which I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to find the easy RCs. I'm going to stick to, the 688 for quant, right? This is the strategy that you have. And then you go in, you take the entire mock. And once the mock is done, make sure that you are analyzing your strengths and weaknesses. Again, this is just a dummy for me. Of course, I'm not taking the mocks, but you will have a lot of details out here, which will give you an idea. So how many correct questions, how many incorrect, what are the errors because of, are there any easy questions which I missed out? Did I stick on too long for hard questions? Am I spending more or less time than the average time that people are taking to get these right? And think of these mocks as your training ground. Remember that a general doesn't make the same mistake twice. So based on your analysis, you're going to set yourself 3 targets. Over the next 1 or 2 weeks, whatever it is, before I'm taking my next mock, I'm going to prepare these 2 lessons. I'm going to practice a lot of maybe speed math or speed quant questions to make sure that I avoid silly mistakes. And I'm going to tweak this strategy for this particular section so that I end up solving all the easier questions. And that's how you plan your next attack. Now, you might have noticed the right side of the screen, and that's exactly what your 5th technique is going to be. Some of the most popular games are multiplayer games, and that's what we're going to turn our CAT prep into. Bring in a group of friends. Maybe, you guys are preparing for CAT together, or if you don't have friends who are preparing for CAT, just find a study group and join them. Right? You have, for example, our Telegram channel. You will find a lot of these groups that are there on WhatsApp, Telegram, even Reddit, right? Studying together as a group makes it more fun and makes sure that you're more motivated. And a bit of friendly competition always helps. Set up a challenge. For this week, we're all going to solve an RC a day and let's see who has the highest accuracy. Or let's try these 3 DILR questions and let's see who solves the maximum number of cases in 1 hour. Or let's see who solves all 3 questions first. That actually works really well in quant. Let's take up a test and see who gets the highest. Or let's take up either a concept test or maybe just a practice level and see who finishes these questions first with at least a minimum accuracy. Make it fun by adding some sort of a stake. So the winner decides what we're going to do next, or maybe the loser has to buy a coffee for all of us. Imagine having a leaderboard and seeing your friends' names. I'm sure that's going to motivate you to study that much harder over the next week. So show this video to your friends and start off right away. And that brings us to the 6th technique. Now, a lot of the times because of college or work, you might not be able to take up an entire lesson, or maybe you're feeling too tired and you feel you really can't get into it. But to maintain your streak, what you can definitely do is, I'll just take up a test, right? So I'm going to just take up maybe a 5-minute vocabulary test, and that's something which I can definitely do. The element of time also makes it more fun, right? You're making it like a lightning round of sorts, right? So let me try and let me take up as many questions as possible over the next 5 minutes. By the way, I'm just randomly clicking without even reading, so there are going to be mistakes. But something like this, right? Telling yourself that, I'm going to take the next 10 minutes and I'm going to do a test of, idioms and try to get as many of them right, or I'm going to do like a math quiz, or, I'm just going to set myself like a target of 15 minutes and I'm going to take up as many single DILR questions as I can, right? Or I'll just take up the daily POV. I'm going to filter and make it short articles, and then I'm going to choose something and just finish this, but I'm going to finish it in 10 minutes where I've read the article and I found the POV. If you're at Mockat, the 3rd step is going to, of course, be sending it to me and getting my feedback. And speed runs and lightning rounds not only make it more fun for you because it's a challenge, you're trying to do as much as you can in 10 minutes. It's also going to be really helpful because speed will be required in CAT, right? We're going to have 4 RCs for 99 percentile. You're probably targeting at least 3 RCs. Similarly, you want to do at least a couple of DILR cases, as many quant questions as you can with accuracy. And you can just have a stopwatch, maybe have a, something with a small ticking sound, and use that to make it more fun. Let me solve as many questions as I can in the next 10 minutes. This is going to have more benefits as well. It's more thrilling, that's for sure. It's working on your speed with accuracy, which is something which is really required for CAT. And one more thing that it could work on is any timer anxiety that you have when it comes to mocks. A lot of the times, students feel a little concerned when they see this timer, right? They start panicking, maybe they make a few silly mistakes, they're trying to rush through the paper. So if you are doing a few of these speed runs and lightning rounds, then that is something which will help you with this bit as well. Now, the last one is not a technique per se, but it's something for you to be mindful of, right? You've got to stay flexible with your CAT prep. Life is not going to be the same. Some days are going to be really busy. Maybe you have college exams, or maybe work is really hectic because you have a presentation, or a lot of times working professionals, they're pretty busy around, like, let's say, March, or sometimes for people the festive season is when you're busy. So plan based on that. I'll take the example of a college student. Now, when you have exams, maybe you're not preparing at all, or you're just doing like, a daily reading or a 2-minute test, so to maintain your streak. But right after the exams, you probably have 1 or 2 weeks off. That is the time when you can prepare more. You can also do this more on a weekly basis. So say, as you're working, and maybe every Wednesday, there's a presentation that you have to do, right? Or what you like to do on Fridays is make sure that, you work till really late so that the weekend is entirely free for CAT prep. That's a tip you can use, by the way. So you can always structure your weekly schedule around that. Being flexible, make sure that, you're setting realistic targets and you're not burning out, or you're not feeling, upset because you've set a target that you haven't achieved over the last 3 days. This is actually something that we do a lot at Mockat for our unlimited plan students. We work with them to structure the schedule every 2 to 3 weeks. And at times when, maybe work is hectic or they have college exams, we generally recommend that you don't do anything and you pick up your CAT prep after that. It can even be something like, you're off for a trip, or there's a wedding in the family or something like that. You know that you're not going to be able to prepare too much. So try to prepare before and after, and be flexible with your schedule. So if you apply these techniques over the next month or so, your CAT prep will actually be fun and exciting, not a chore or a grind. So start with these right away. Look at the different topics as levels that you can unlock, that you get to unlock once you finish one. Pull in your friends for some healthy, fun competition, treating it like a multiplayer game. And speaking of multiplayer games, treat your mocks with your general's hat. figuring out the strategy, taking the mock, and then analyzing the weaknesses and improving. Use streaks, XP points, lightning rounds to make it more fun and to make sure that you are preparing every day. And remember to stay a bit flexible and work around your schedule. So try these out and let me know what sounds most exciting in the comments. Is it streaks? Is it the leaderboard? Or are you going to set real world rewards once you finish a level? And if you have any other techniques, definitely put it in the comments. Or if there are any other challenges that you struggle with or questions that you have, put it in the comments and we will help you out. And if you found this video useful, do like it and definitely subscribe because there's going to be more content for you.